What is freedom? Does it come from somewhere or by means of something? Or is it naturally omnipresent? Can it be bought, sold, stolen, or given? Are we free? Freedom is commonly thought of as bodily autonomy, though body would be inert without mind. Therefore, its true residence must be within the invisible realm of cause. From this perspective, we can know it as the power of determining one's choice given the free will of intention. Disregarding the theological inquiry into what the source of this gift is, for the purpose of this analysis, it is better to identify what its source is not, and discover if in truth this capacity that we have can be taken away. The essential question of pertinence is, can another person, group of people, or legal so-called entity give or steal freedom? Freedom is the natural, primitive, fundamental element of being, beyond time and circumstance. It just is. As such, who can give you something you already have so fundamentally that it's something you already are? And in equal respect, how can someone steal something nominally immaterial and innately fixed? This brings us to the topic of coercion. While one can make a threat, or in more accurate terms, a suggestion of force, no such duress can change or destroy what mind is and what it can do. The promotion of fear can only hope to get its would-be victim to acquiesce to demands voluntarily, leaving the power of determining one's choice still intact. But what of violence initiated upon one's physical form? Even this cannot force mind to comply or consent. The power of no is omnipotent in the face of any temporal phenomenon of pain or terror. One does not get their power back from a tyrant, but rather wakes up from the hypnotic suggestion of fear, the belief in one's own powerlessness to enslavement, and realizes that this power was never lost, but will always exist within as the power of choice determined by the free will of intention. Freedom. The first step in this realization for many will come from the discernment of what freedom is not before this discovery of what it is takes place. This requires an unwinding of propaganda conditioned into them from a young age, in school mainly with the Pledge of Allegiance. This daily ritual is a reaffirmation of obedience to a symbol of the state, misperceived as a symbol of freedom, represented as or protected by the state. Under God or not, the statement of obedience is to this nation, not to God. In application of our above analysis, freedom, being the innate gift or capacity of mind, or God, needs no protection, being immaterial and indestructible. Then what does that make the state? Nothing more than a monopolistic protection racket. The deal made under duress at the threat of violence is total obedience, the acceptance of theft, and the voluntary, albeit supposititious, exchange of freedom for the promise of protection or safety. This facade of safety with its revocable privileges are marketed as freedom, and this total inversion of language and its perceived understanding is intentional. Quote, none are more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they are free, says Gautier, and correctly enough. Realizing what freedom is not is prerequisite to realizing what it is and coming into one's own natural innate power of self-determination.